A little November 4th post-election housekeeping from yesterday. Now, while we're already at 73 on our Wednesday, Tuesday, November 3, we topped out at 76 degrees at Joplin Regional Airport. Now, the past two November 3rd elections that we had, it was only 44 degrees back on November 3rd of 1992. Now, however, go back to 1964, it was 80 degrees on that election Tuesday. But needless to say, you were cruising past our average high, not only today, but it's going to be a continuing trend now that we bucked those colder temperatures that we had last week, and we're going to be able to cruise the 70s. We're just going to be able to fill this graph up by the time we get to next Monday. Live look outside at Television City, 73 degrees is where we stand. Hello, Dolly. You have that one on your list, Tanya? Coming in from the south-southwest, 24 miles per hour. We'll get to the reason why our barometer is falling here in just a little bit. But I want to stress it's a combination, and the humidity and the warm temperatures, saying it over and over and over again this week. It's not a limited fire risk today. We're going to call it an elevated fire risk. Please, 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 going to stress that. I don't want to burn anything outside, even though it's probably tempting in your neighborhood because you're going to have some limbs blown down by this extreme south wind that we have. 73 in both CJ and Carthage, 68 in Independence, and 72 right now in Miami. Wind gusts close to 40 miles per hour in Chanute, Nevada earlier this morning. And now as we sit at the noon hour, consistent 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and it's not going to die anytime soon. We're going to carry this all the way into the evening hours. And it's not just us that's fighting this very, very dry air mass. It's pretty much everybody now west of the Mississippi. It does get a little bit better the farther east that you go, but like I said, it's dangerous conditions just about everywhere because of that wind. Jet stream with a big split in it. We had that big trough earlier this week when we had those freeze warnings in the mornings. Well, that's because it was ripping out of Canada, coming right through us, and then rebounding back up. That's why it caused that system yesterday morning, dissipated before had any effect on the poles or anything like that. But now look at it going straight west to east. Also a little split in it coming out of the southwest right here. That warms everybody up, and as you can tell, as it kind of arches around us and heads up toward the Great Lakes from the 4 states all the way down to the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, going to be way above average for this time of year. Now, on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, what happened with that high-pressure system we had? Well, it pushed off east of the Mississippi, and so what that's allowed everything to happen behind us. Remember, we talked about that barometer falling. Well, we got a little low pressure right here, and that's been the emergence of the cloud cover. No precipitation, but just the cloud cover. But once again, also stressing this week, the low pressure just wants to die out right there on Wichita, and that's why we're going to remain so dry for the time being. Now, it's going to stick around really through the afternoon and evening hours as well. We're going to have to wait for everything in central Kansas to kind of clear out, and then similar to the jet stream, the cloud cover is going to move from west to east as well. Let's talk about Tropical Storm Eta as it has pounded Nicaragua. Still tropical storm force as it's gone almost halfway into the country. Now, it's going to become a low pressure system here next couple of days. Still massive flood warnings along the Central American coast, but then look at the reemergence of the tropical storm force as it makes its way outside the Yucatan Peninsula and then back toward the Gulf. Tropical storm as it heads toward Cuba. Here's the interesting development after that. After it moves over Cuba, we're anticipating it to stay tropical storm force, head towards South Florida. By the time we get to Monday, Tuesday next week, they'll probably have tropical storm warnings as well. This afternoon, we'll go mid-70s. Nice thing about the cloud cover, number one, don't have that glare. Number two, look at the overnight temperatures. Going to be able to stay in the 50s. Tanya, clouds are gone as of tomorrow morning. Whole bunch of sunshine, and those 70s remain. Say it again, this is a stretch from November 3rd to November 10th of temperatures that we have not experienced since 2005.
Wow. Hey, you know what? I'm afraid to admit this because it's going to change everything, but we've got this nice stretch of weather here. I have a feeling that like somebody might be planning a camping trip coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend, and it's all going to go south.
What have I always told you when these two numbers match?
That's my luck.
See you, Mercury.
Why didn't we go this weekend? Well, I'm not the one that plans things sometimes. I just go along. All right, well, this weekend will be great.
It'll be wonderful this weekend.
It'll be great this weekend. All right, thanks, Michael.